What's up everybody? Welcome back to Wylde Willow. So in today's video, we are going to be making a super dope LED sign for myself. I'm going to be hanging up in my shop because we got some things going on in there. Okay, so before we get into the video, I want to explain some things. You guys are going to get more of a reality series today. If you're new here, you probably won't notice anything, but if you watch my videos, you are going to notice that maybe my lighting is a little off. I don't have things as clean and organized because right now my life is a little messy, not in a bad way. I have been so busy, so blessed, so many opportunities are opening up for us, and we are redoing our garage a little bit, our shop. Things are getting organized differently, and we're redoing the back or the side wall that the laser's going on, and you guys will see that mess here soon. So bear with me if you guys like to see my clean setup and everything. It's not going to be like that today, so I do apologize in advance. But who knows, maybe you guys will like this kind of setup. Maybe you guys will like to see the reality of me while I try to teach you guys some things. All right, enough talking about that. Let's get into the material that we're gonna be using today for our custom sign. So the sign that we're gonna be making today is gonna be 24 by 24 inches. It actually might be even just a hair smaller than that. So the material that we're gonna be needing is 12 millimeter MDF for our backboard and part of our trim, and then also 6 millimeter thin plywood that's also going on our trim. The acrylics that I have right here are from Johnson Plastic Plus. I will have them linked down below. I have a discount code that you guys can use. Everything that I go over in this video, if I can link it, I'm gonna link it down below for you. Besides the wood, I get that from a lumberyard. So starting off with this one, this is a gold mirrored acrylic. I got this 12 by 24 inches. And then right here, I have some more acrylic from Johnson Plastic Plus. This is from the Naturals collection. It's called Luna. It looks like marble. And I got this 24 by 24 inches. When you're following along in this video, you can use whatever thicknesses you want, whatever sizes you want. This is just what works best for me and what I want. But now that we're done talking about materials, we are gonna go jump into LightBurn. If you guys don't want to follow along in the LightBurn part, you can skip to this time right here and go on to the next step. All right, so right here, I have what we are gonna be creating, our sign. For starters, so my sign is gonna be a polygon. I need to make a polygon. So let's come over here to the polygon shape, click on it, and then if you hold down Shift, it will create a perfect polygon. It won't be all warped. And then I want to turn it evenly, so you just hit the period button and it will turn it. So I need to size this correctly, so I'm going to come up here, make this inches, and change the height to 24. Okay, so that is our backboard. I'm going to put 12 millimeter MDF backboard. So we got that. And then now we're gonna make our trim piece. So with this sign, I am gonna show you guys two different ways to install LED lights. The first way right here is going to be, the LED lights are gonna go on the inside of this trim and they're gonna shine inward. So let's make our trim. I'm gonna duplicate this by hitting the right click on your mouse and then pressing duplicate. Bring that over. And then for our trim, we're gonna come over here to offset. We're gonna click inward. And I want that to be 0.75 inches inward. Okay, so now we can put 12 millimeter MDF trim. And then now we're gonna make the trim piece that's going to be out of the plywood that's gonna go on top of this MDF trim piece. So that way it creates a covering over the LED lights, so it can kind of make like a dome-like effect when the lights are shining in, and it just looks cleaner. So we are gonna duplicate this backboard again, bring this down. And for this, I want it to be coming in a lot more than the first one. So we're gonna do 2 inches. So that's pretty big. So we got that, and that is going to be the 6 millimeter ply top trim. Okay, and now we're gonna do the cutout for the Luna acrylic. So for the Luna acrylic, I'm going to have it be this size. I don't need it to be the full size of the backboard because you're not going to see it. And also on the edges, I don't want to see the white acrylic whenever I put it all together. So I'm just going to duplicate this and then put Luna acrylic. Okay, so with these little circles that you see everywhere, this is the other method of, this is the other way that I was going to show you guys how to use LED lights. These W's are going to be standing off of the board, and there's going to be LED lights behind it. So with that being said, you need to have entry holes and exit holes. So right here is an entry hole. That's where the LED lights are going to come in, and it's going to wrap around and exit out here, go behind and enter here, and so on and so forth. You'll see it when it all comes together. So if you're wanting to do that, you just need to make circles. Measure your LED lights first. Mine were 10 millimeters wide, so I made 11 millimeter holes. I am going to delete the Luna and the backboard one just because I forgot to put the circle in the beginning. So I'm going to click that backboard on this image and the circle, duplicate, because I need that little circle on there. And then I'm also going to do the Luna one and click on the circle and duplicate it. Okay, now I have it to where it's perfect. Okay, so now I can go ahead and send this to my Thunder laser, and then we can get to cutting. Okay, so we got the garage set back up temporarily so that we can run this project. The first thing that we're gonna cut is the backboard, which is the 12 millimeter MDF. I will provide cut settings on the screen. Just remember, those are my settings. I cannot guarantee that they're gonna work for you, but it might be a good starting point. So with today's video being kind of like a reality series, you are going to experience some of the mistakes I make. I do make mistakes, right? Believe it or not. So before I get into this, I do want to state to you guys that on the backboard, I was supposed to cut holes where the W's are going to go, because the lights need to get pulled through the backboard, and then they're going to be applied to the back of the W's. And I forgot to cut those holes on the backboard, so you will see that. But stay tuned for later in the video. I'm going to show you guys how I correct my mistake. All right, so for our backboard, we want to make sure that we have the backboard and then that small circle that's in the corner selected, because that's going to be the hole that the LED lights are going to come through. Okay, so we're going to make sure that this is at user origin. We're going to go to our material library, under MDF, 12 millimeter cut, and then assign. Make sure that whatever layer you're assigning a cut setting to or engraving setting to, that you have it selected up here. So whenever you assign it, it goes straight to there. Okay, so before we get to cutting, we need to change out the laser lens. I'm going to be changing it to a 4-inch lens right here. And I like to label my lenses because your girl be forgetting. And for this cut, we're going to be going for 9 millimeters. We need to set our origin, and I set my origin up at the very top of the material just so I can save as much material over here as I can. So be sure to check that your air assist is set right. That's one thing I love about this laser, is that it has auto air assist, so it kicks on and off whenever you need it to. Over here on the button for high air, you can run a test. So it's good whenever you're cutting material, you want to make sure that your air is set to high. Okay, so now that that's cut out, we're going to move this back over here. We're done with that. And since we have our 12 millimeter MDF already in there, we're going to go ahead and cut the other piece, which is the trim. So the reason why that we're using 12 millimeter MDF for this trim is because our lights are 10 millimeters thick, and the lights are going to be going on the inside of this frame. So having it a little bit thicker is better. All right, here's a true test. Did it cut through? It better have. The heck? I always get nervous that, oh yeah, cut through like butter. Okay, let's move our laser head. Beautiful. That's what I like to see. I honestly think I have PTSD from running MDF on my D120 watt and it never cutting through and always having to run more and more passes, so I'm always a little uneasy about it. Trim. All right, we are done with that. Now let's bring over our 6 millimeter plywood. Okay, so for the 6 millimeter plywood and for our Luna acrylic, we are going to be changing our our laser lens back to the 2-inch, and the depth that we are going to be using is 6 millimeter for both of those. So our plywood is cut. And now that I have it laying on the project, I might change some things. Let me show you. Okay, so here it is. This is our plywood that's laying on top. I just feel like this is too wide, so I'm gonna make this more narrow. This was set to 2 inches wide. I'm gonna make it 1.25 inches. So I'm gonna go fix this and then I'll show you guys what it's gonna look like after. Here it is with the 1.25 inch frame. Okay, so what I should have done in the very beginning is make sure that the holes that were in here on these W's, those were supposed to be on the backboard, and I did not do that. So now when we cut out the Luna acrylic, so I already got it right here. So this is the Luna acrylic. As you can see on this one, I don't have the holes on there because I messed up. So this is the correct one with all the holes. Okay, so we got the Luna acrylic in. I made sure my origin was changed correctly. I checked my depth, my air, everything's ready to go. And I got those circles in place where the W's are gonna go because this is my only sheet of this material, so I cannot mess up. So I ended up doing this instead, you see like that, because whenever the frame is on, you were seeing that hole, so I just shifted it over so that way the lights can still get pulled through, and when the frame's on, you're not gonna see that hole. So when you're working with mirrored acrylic, you need to lift the material up. So I use golf tees. I have them right there, and then I also have them along this side as well. And for the depth, I did use 6 millimeters. Okay, for our air, this is what it was at before. You want your air semi-high, not too high though. All right, so let's get our handy dandy sandpaper. We're gonna be using 320 grit on our little sanding blocks. I get these from Amazon and they come in handy, let me tell you. And I'm gonna be using Jacoba bean and some pre-stain. I get both of these from my local Ace Hardware. And for the rags, I am using hand-me-downs from my son's pajamas. Anyways, okay, for the pre-stain, we are going to use foam brush. If you're not using a foam brush, try it out. I will never go back to using a rag for my pre-stain. I feel like it wastes so much. You're going to let this sit for like 12 to 15 minutes before you add your stain. And, you know, always wear protection. Put a glove on. And as I was staining this, I slowly realized that I did not like the color at all. It was definitely too light. So I decided to make it a little bit darker and go in over the top with some dark walnut. And all it took was me just snapping my fingers. Boom. Okay, so we are going to cut out some spacers out of 12 millimeter MDF, and they're going to be 8 millimeters wide. Is that how you say it? Wide? Yeah. And then we are also going to cut out 3mm. I feel like I say that so weird. MDF for the backs of the W's to make the W's a little bit thicker. Stop checking me out. While the back of our W's are getting cut out, I wanted to show you guys a sneak peek to my wall almost getting completed. So let's take a look. This is our wall so far. We're going to be doing like a really cool wood planks that are going to be sticking out with a big WW right there with lights. And then we got our fiber laser station right here. It's still not completely finished, but it is in the works. Joel's been working real hard on it, but it's coming together really good. I really love having a TV out here, one, to watch TV, but also being able to work on LightBurn on a bigger screen is nice. But yeah, let me know what you guys think, and if you guys are interested in a new shop tour. So as I explained in the beginning, I made a mistake. There were supposed to be holes cut out of this backboard, the same as this Luna acrylic. The same holes are supposed to be here. So now we're going to have to fix my mistake. Well, Joel is going to. I'm going to show you guys what we're going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trace each circle in this Luna acrylic on the backboard so Joel knows where to drill the holes so that we can pull the lights through.
All right, so to drill these holes, we're going to use a Forstner bit. These will prevent blowout from the back. We're going to put a piece of scrap wood behind it. That'll also help with the blowout and help us not damage our table here.
Good thing that I have an amazing husband who loves to fix my mistakes. Right, babe?
Everyone should get one.
Yeah, they're great to have.
So now we're going to glue the frame on so I can attach the LED lights to it. We're going to use the glue bot. You can get this on Amazon. It's really cool because it has these guides to help you keep you right in the middle, and it squeezes no matter what angle you're in. So these things are awesome if you don't have one. You kind of line it up like that, and then it'll help keep you right in the center.
We get these paintbrushes on Amazon also. These are nice little throwaway paintbrushes. You get a bunch of them for a really low cost. Help spread the wood glue out, giving it more even adhesion. Is that a word?
Yeah, I think so.
Now that we got the frame on and it's glued down, you're going to want to make sure it's clamped so that it will secure itself as much as possible.
All right, now while this is drying, we're going to go ahead and add the backboard in. This time we actually remembered to put the adhesive on it. That's one of the cool things about getting it from Johnson Plastic Plus. You can get several different types of adhesive and put right onto it for you. Makes it a lot easier. Now we can just peel that off and just stick this right into place.
So I'm going to be recording Joel when he installs these LED lights. It's something that he's really good at, so I'm not even going to bother with it. So that way you guys can get the best information as possible.
Okay, so these are the lights we're going to be using. They're Govee LED strip lights. You can get them all different styles, all different types. These are the indoor ones. They don't have the thick plastic on it, so it makes it a lot easier just to wrap it in here. You want to look for the ones that have the cut points more frequently, because some of them are really long and that makes it harder to do the projects. So for this one, we're going to have to pull this all the way out. We're going to feed it through this hole here. It's going to be kind of a pain because we got to go all the way through, but won't take too long. Okay, so what we're going to do, I like to do first, is come through here and kind of rough place it in there. You can just kind of hold it. Sometimes we use tape to hold it down, but I can just hold it. And what we're checking is where the cut point's going to line up, because we might have to shift some things around if it doesn't line up too good. So after I laid it out and did a little trial test, you can see that your cut points are ending up here and right here, which neither one of those is going to work for what I want. I want it to end up about right there, so we don't have any gaps in the light and we don't have to try to bend it back and come in the hole. So you're going to want to cut right across that black line, right, cutting them in half, just like that. So now I started peeling the adhesive off of here, and we're going to start slowly working our way back, making sure you press it really firm so it'll stick. Make sure you're not coming up over the lip here so it doesn't hit when we put the frame on top of this. Okay, so after you get them in, we always like to test our lights just to make sure. We've heard of somebody, definitely not us, it was not us, who has built a whole sign, done all this, and went to plug them in, and they had damaged the lights. Not us, someone else. So always just plug them in, give them a quick check just to make sure they're working the way you want before you start going any further. Okay, so for these, we had to figure out a pattern, how we want the lights to flow. And we're going to use for this project actually 2 separate lights because we want to be able to have like a steady glow out here and then maybe something crazy going on in here or vice versa. So we're going to run the lights through the holes and they're going to attach to this. So you got to kind of figure out how you want the lights to run because you can have them chase each other and stuff like that. So we're going to have them run through the big W first, then pop out over here, and it's going to run through this W right here. So as you're going, you want to make sure your lights are facing downward at the backboard. You keep running them through there like that. And right now we're just getting them through there roughly. We're not worried too much about it. We're just trying to get them in there. And these are the lights I was talking about. These are they have no silicone coating over them. If you're going to put them outdoors, you want that silicone coating over them to keep them waterproof, but this is going to be hanging indoors, so these are easier to work with. They bend easier. You can go around corners a lot easier. So these are definitely the ones you want to use for if it's an all indoor sign. Okay, one more thing is with these Govee lights, I don't think I mentioned it, you want the RGB ICs. We're going to start peeling it off, and what we're going to do is we're going to stick it onto here. We're going to kind of follow that, and we're going to have to fold it a little bit and come over here. You have to kind of pull your slack and adjust it around. We're going to have to kind of follow it down. You want to look for a good place. You try not to bend onto those things. It's just try to. And then this is the tricky part. Is you got to kind of work them all through. That through. Just want to kind of fold it over itself. This is why the ones without the coating are a little easier to work with. Let's see, maybe. Nah, we're going to have to be good there. And then you can pull your slack through. Pull our slack through. Test them out. Everything's looking good. So now we're going to be... Start over. Or don't. Now we're going to be adding the little spacers that she had cut out earlier to the back of these. You want to do that because you want it to be off the thing a little bit so the glow can spread out a little bit. Am I ever going to get...
So we had a little scare whenever we went to test the lights out, and not all the lights turned on, but luckily we just pinched it in a little spot and they turned on. But I'll show you guys the way it looks now. The lesson is be careful with your bends because I think that was our issue. But that looks freaking sick, and we're not even done yet. Oh my gosh.
Oh, one more thing. You do want to try to get the standoffs as much in there as you can, obviously without hitting the lights. So it's a little harder to see them from the sides. You're going to see some stuff from the sides. But if you do it that way, you see a little bit less. You see, Jem?
So while I put these pieces on, I wanted to say a few things. One, I am curious what you guys, my viewers that like follow me and know how I usually have my videos, what do you guys think of today's setup? The kind of the reality series, you know? You guys see my flaws, my mistakes. You know, you guys see the real mess of things.
You don't have any flaws.
Oh, thank you. But yeah, just let me know what you guys think of today's video. I'm curious. And also, I am so close to my 10,000 subscriber mark. I'm so close. So if you guys are not subscribed and you guys find my videos useful, they teach you some things, please hit that subscribe button because I have a lot of really good videos coming out. I always try to do my best. But help me reach that goal.
All right, so now all we got left is we like to stick these on the back because they're the controllers. We don't like them showing on our wall. Just think it doesn't look that great. So we're going to attach these to the back and get all this pinned down, get some tape put over the lights. We have some leftover tape from doing the exhaust system. It's like the foil tape, so we're going to try that out. Never tried it. We'll see how it goes. Like we said earlier, it's our sign, so something goes wrong, now's the time to find out on our own stuff.
Yeah,
not someone
that's true.
else's, so.
There's so many different kinds of tapes in the world. There really is. We have like so many different kinds of tapes. You guys, wait till you see the side. It looks so good. Okay. See the grand reveal. Oh, look at that. Ooh, baby. Looking good. Let me know what you guys think, because I think it's pretty freaking cool. Thanks for helping me, babe.
Of course. Dude.
I'm excited to hang it up. All right, everybody, so that is a wrap. We're all done with today's video. If you guys have any questions at all, please leave a comment or message me on Instagram. I always try to get back to everybody. If you guys found today's video useful and you're new here, please hit that subscribe button. I have lots of good stuff coming out soon. I'm so close to that 10,000 subscriber mark, and I want to hit it so bad. So if you guys subscribe, thank you so much. And also, I'm going to be linking everything down below. If you guys use those discount codes, thank you. It helps support me and my channel, and it means the world to me. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you next time. Peace out.